Hello! Episode, what is it? Do you remember?
3?
4. 4, Gator Gossip, Tuesday night, rainy, gross. I wanted to pull Connor aside real quick and do a quick podcast with him. Did my best on trying to get this background straight, but I'm in a rush. So we wanted to get this in real quick and say hi to Connor. So everyone, it's Connor.
Hello.
How old will you be soon? Because
16.
yeah, we're about to celebrate our sweet 16. Him and Gavin, twins, but I wanted to bring one on by himself. Why don't you come on in a little bit closer? Can't see you.
All right.
There you go. All right. So I wanted to quickly, and I wish we could spend more time on this, but what I want to ask you, because I remember it being like difficult for you, not difficult but annoying, was can you tell us your experience with the tech school that you're at? However, we're not going to name names, but in regard to the experience that you had when you went to tech. And for some background, I want to have people listen to this just to focus on what we're missing when we make judgments. So 10th grade, they get accepted into the painting and decorating class, and then what happens?
Well, I mean, they kind of just say that we might not be able to use the heavy equipment or like the machinery because they think that we can't handle it.
Now, did anyone ask you prior or ask you to demonstrate prior to making that assumption?
Not at all.
No.
And we actually proved them wrong because like 2 weeks ago we used a jigsaw just fine.
Yep, what'd you make?
We actually made for my uncle, his name's Patrick,
Mm-hmm.
but we actually made him like a little slab.
Yeah.
And it was for his desk.
One of them was airborne?
Yep.
And the other was Irish, fighting Irish.
Yep.
Yep. So what the greatest thing is about this situation, in which they were very excited, huge application process, only 3 kids from your school were selected. The school only has 60 something kids. To just be told this on a random Friday, I get a phone call, they're uncomfortable with these guys using power tools. And of course, as a mom, in my head, I go, is it because of the IEP?
Probably.
That's what I think too. So when I first told you this, what was your feeling? When I said that this school is doubting and on the verge of asking you to switch programs, how did you feel?
I was kind of confused.
Right.
I mean, after the whole situation, I talked to the teacher, and then she said that she was assuming.
Yes. Yes.
And then I told her not to assume anymore.
And you said that to her, right?
Yep.
Yep, you have to. So we had an IEP, or not an IEP meeting, we called a meeting with the principal of the regular high school, the coordinators at the tech school, and I think your case manager. Is that what her? We won't give names, but that's okay. And somebody else, the teachers of the program, myself. And it was the first time that, what was that? The first time, do you remember that you finally sat in on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was the first time that not only did they sit in on it, but they offered their opinions, they offered what they thought. Do you remember anything that you said that stood out to you or that made you feel like, like almost like, proud?
Not really. I was honestly kind of confused throughout the whole thing. It felt pretty pointless.
The meeting?
Yes.
Why?
Because, I mean, they just assumed it.
Right. Just assumed, so it was a pointless meeting.
Yes.
Right? Your grade in that class is, do you know what it is? I do.
Yeah, right now it's like a 98, 95.
Yep. You're at about 95, him and his brother. So we get projects constantly when they have free time. We get 94s on tests, 98 on assignments. And I think it was the first time at this age, not that you didn't understand it before, but I think this was maybe the first time, correct me if I'm wrong, that you felt judged, maybe? I won't put words in your mouth, but how did it make you feel?
Honestly, I was just kind of confused. That's all I can really say.
Okay. Confusing because of the assumption.
Yeah, it was kind of just randomly said. They didn't really do anything like you said earlier.
No. And let me see. And you said confused, surprised, I guess, because you had no idea. But did it make you feel any type of like way that the assumption was made based on your IEP and never seeing your work? Was that like an angering feeling or still confused?
Still confused.
Okay, so we're confused over the situation.
I mean, before the meeting, they probably should have ran a test.
Yeah, they probably should have asked. And I can say that one of the members of the team was incredibly happy of your responses, of what you said, of your demeanor during. It was like this. You're just calm, cool, collected, and ready. So it went well. It went very well, and that was one of the first things that I was glad to have you a part of. So I guess also we should bring this up, and again, I won't say anything that'll embarrass you at all, but how is it right now, 16, how would you say, Asperger's, autistic?
I mean, it doesn't really feel any different.
They're both the same. They're literally both the same, right?
Yeah.
So your interests may be different. Do you think they're different than children your age, teenagers your age?
Not really. There's actually there's a pretty large group of people that have my interests and don't even have autism.
Which is? What's your interests?
Well,
I know
Nintendo
them,
video games.
Okay. What's your favorite?
That's a good question. It constantly changes. The only thing not Nintendo is that I like is Sonic.
Okay. You do. I did put a video up of your bedrooms, just your plushies, because I knew before you gave me permission. So, be interesting to see if there's any comments on that.
I didn't even mind either, because I actually kind of like when people see my room, but not physically go in it.
Yeah. So that's one thing too. That door's always shut, right?
Yes.
What's that reasoning? I do the same thing. Mine's because
I just get nervous.
Yeah.
Like, just the intrusive thoughts of, like, maybe the dog's going in there and messing something up, because some of the plushies in there are very expensive and very old.
And so, if you go to school and you remember that your door's open, but no one's home to close it, how's your day?
Probably gonna think about it the whole day.
You think so?
Yeah.
And what's that feel like when you're thinking about the same thing over and over and over?
I just don't really like it. You just kind of feel unnerved the whole day.
Yeah.
You just want to get home already.
Yeah. So you're not like comfortable?
Not at all.
No.
Very uncomfortable.
Yeah. That's how I feel with dishes in the sink.
Yeah,
I'm sure
we
you
talked
know
about
that.
that one before.
Yeah, we did. The dishes in the sink, the
I
laundry.
see the dishes and then I feel bad for you.
We got a lot to do in this house, right?
Yes.
We got our meetings, we got the 4 kids, we got the dogs. So, and if you see this little guy right here, PETA, doing a video.
I didn't know
You totally knew that.
I did not know.
Okay, give me 2 minutes.
We'll just cut that out.
I'm not good enough at cutting that out. Alright, anyway. That's my oldest son, Colin. So, Colin, when you watch this on TikTok, just know that you threw us off and you ruined it. No, I'm just kidding. Not at all. Alright, this is a short one, guys. Do you want to leave us with any advice? And we can get Connor back on here. Comment below if you'd like to have Connor back on here. I would like to do, just pet him. I would like to do a longer one, more structured one, very soon, because I'm crunched for time today, but I didn't want to not post anything. So I'm gonna get Homer Simpson to work, and Do you want to leave us with anything?
Not really. Just if you guys do want me back on here, I really don't mind.
You don't mind doing it?
Nah.
What would you talk about? We'll figure it out when we get there.
Anything you want.
Alright. So you can always ask Connor, and we know that he's more than willing to do it. So we will see you next Tuesday at 7, and that is going to be incredibly exciting. I cannot wait. Dr. Tierney is nice enough to put the time aside for me to speak with me.
Oh yeah, she's been telling me about that.
I'm excited, right?
Yeah, I actually want to see that one myself.
Yeah, because she's a developmental pediatrician, among many other things, incredibly smart, very ambitious, and I admire her. So to be able to sit down and talk with her and bring a ton of information to you is exciting. So we're gonna head out. We're gonna see you next Tuesday with Dr. Tierney, and we're gonna enjoy the rest of this day.
Yes.